Hi, guys. Welcome to Product Talk, your go to guide for unlocking the full potential of Automox. I'm happy to be here in this July edition. I'm Steph Rizzuto, and every month we'll take a closer look at the features, use cases, and just the real world impact of your endpoint management platform. So, today's episode is going to be all about visibility and why it's becoming a cornerstone of autonomous endpoint management. IT teams are surrounded by data, but connecting the dots sometimes between patching, automation, and compliance still takes just way too much manual effort and a lot of time. So, with that kind of in mind, Automox has decided that this year we're going to close the gap with a major evolution in visibility and reporting and moving away from not just dashboards and static reports, but actually giving IT teams real time, like role specific insights that they can act on with confidence. So, to that end, joining me today are two people behind that vision here at Automox. So, we have Emily from our product team, who's leading the strategy and the rollout of these enhancements. And then Ben from our engineering team, who's bringing that vision to life in the product. Thanks for joining us. I know y'all are super excited to be here. So, Emily, let's kick things off. Tell us a little bit about your role and what's kind of driving towards this push to be like smarter, more actionable visibility.
Sure. Thanks, Steph. I'm Emily Pace. I'm on the product team, have been here at Automox about 3.5 years. And over, we've heard customers complain about reporting. So, really excited to have released this feature. And, Steph, you hit the nail on the head with your intro. IT teams are drowning in data, surrounded by it, but translating it into real answers still requires that manual effort you talked about. Teams export logs, they assemble spreadsheets, they stitch together reports just to answer foundational questions about security, automation, compliance posture. The problem isn't a lack of data, it's a lack of connected insight. So, this is simply not reporting. It's a core operating layer of autonomous endpoint management that empowers IT teams to take action faster and then communicate status with confidence, and accounting for the hidden cost of the incomplete visibility. What we've been accomplishing with this initiative is unifying patching, policy, device health, and organizational coverage into a single reporting system, delivering real time dashboards and customizable reporting without relying on BI tools or data exports, automating recurring reporting workflows to reduce operational overhead, and then empowering IT teams to confidently diagnose, prioritize, and communicate their security and compliance posture that we talked about. With this feature, we've released 6 new boards with over 65 new reports that provide actionable intelligence. It provides cross-organization clarity, automated communication, the operational efficiency, the customization, and the control, and just operational confidence. These reports can be exported via PDF, XLSX, CSV. They can be scheduled and sent in recurring emails. Users can set up alerting of KPI metrics. We've really packed a lot of punch into this feature and have delivered upon a lot of the customer feedback we've collected over the years. One of the responses that's really great to hear is that a customer told us they used to spend 30 hours a week on reporting, and now they're spending one. So it's been a really big pivotal feature for us.
Thanks, Emily. Yeah, that's insane going from 30 hours to 1 hour. Wish I had something that helped me do that too
Exactly.
for my job. That's really, really exciting to hear. So I think like with all that in mind, it's clear this initiative, like you said, everybody has data, everybody has a lot of data. This is about like connecting those dots with that data and providing people actionable things that they can go and do and execute on. So that was kind of, the vision, the high level, what we're trying to do. But let's make that a little bit more concrete. Ben, I'd love to turn it over to you, and maybe you can walk us through like a few specific use cases that highlight this in real world practice.
Yeah, definitely. So Emily and I have worked a lot together recently just to come up with what would provide the most insight, actionable reporting that our customers could benefit from. A few of those use cases, and we'll cover a couple basic ones from a couple of different boards that we offer today. Some of those more recent. One of those would be from an organization insights board. We have device counts. The number by itself is great, provides you some information around how many devices you have deployed. Excuse me. And beyond that, we've also introduced a feature for alerting and scheduling. And so if you as a customer wanted to be notified when you breach a certain threshold for number of devices deployed, you could set up an alert on that particular KPI chart, inform yourself of, hey, I want to be alerted anytime I breach 100 devices so I can take action on removing or fine-tuning or identifying opportunities for myself to clean up my environment. So that's a really simple and easy use case to take advantage of built-in alerting and the insight functionality within the organization insights board. On that same board, we have disconnected devices. So a lot of feedback that we hear from customers is just maybe a little confusion or concern on how to handle disconnected devices, lack of visibility. So we also added these as KPI charts, which you can create alerting as well. So if I wanted to be alerted on, let me know of any devices or an event where I have disconnected devices beyond 90 days, I can set that threshold within the alert, and then I'll receive an email anytime that alert is breached. And that's fantastic for customers to be able to take action immediately. So those are two really good examples or use cases that folks can leverage just within one of our 6 boards. One of the other use cases that probably hits a little more home, just related to patching, would probably be focusing on MTTP. So MTTP is mean time to patch, the difference in number of days between the timestamp that a package was identified as available for a particular customer and device, and subtracted by the date that it was actually installed on a device. And we come up with a number of days that we publish to customers. And that information is then used for you to track your progress on how quickly are you able to address patches. We have similar metric for MTTR to cover remediation of vulnerabilities. But MTTP is another fantastic metric that folks can use. Helps you take action immediately if you breach a certain number that you deem to be sufficient for your environment or that you've identified. You could save those views so you can constantly go back to these boards and review your insights. But the alerting, scheduling functionality paired with all the insights that we've provided throughout the boards has been hugely impactful, and we're receiving a lot of amazing feedback from our customers.
Yeah, I feel like we've heard for a long time too. Like, I don't want to always have to log into the console to know stuff. So when you get like these alerts, you don't have to be in the console 24/7. If something's going on that needs your immediate attention, you're getting that email so you can go take the action. Um, so it's exciting. It's exciting to see all of this kind of come together, and customers be able to take advantage of it. So thanks, Ben. Those examples help kind of put into context what we're providing and like how customers are really using that and how they can drive outcomes. Emily, why don't you give us a little sneak peek, if you will, on what's ahead? Like, what can people look forward to in the coming months in this area of the product?
Sure. Yeah, we have some really exciting features coming the second half of this year. Like Ben had mentioned, we just released the ability to schedule and email these reports out. We're currently working on another board around third-party software details, so this would make our 7th board. We're also polishing up what we've already released, and for example, adding in console links to associated data within the console, which is going to eliminate user interaction clicks. So that'll be really exciting. But our biggest release coming towards the end of the year is the ability to create a custom board from these predefined report catalog. So this new catalog is going to be pre-populated with all of the reports the team has created, and then expanding that to the dashboard, where customers can create custom dashboard views for themselves and for members of their team. So it's going to be a really exciting end of the year for us.
Yeah, that is really exciting. We've had that request for like a really long time too. It's exciting to be able to deliver on these things. Like Emily and I have been here for, 3.5 years. So some of these we've been hearing, and it's exciting to see all of this kind of come to life. Well, thank you both so much. It's been a really good conversation. The shift from static reporting to real time operational confidence is a game changer for our customers. And I think this conversation we had just kind of brings home how our customers are using this in our day to day. If you are a customer and you haven't used it yet, here is your little nudge to go poke around in there and see how, it can help you on a daily basis. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts from so you don't miss an episode. We'll see you back next month with more insights from the team, and I hope everyone enjoys their last few weeks of summer.